Hi there, my name is Victor and I am a master technician.
Please be aware that I do not represent any company. I'm not endorsed by or affiliated with any automotive manufacturer or car dealership. All opinions expressed in this video are my own, and all trademarks, logos, and brand names are the property of their respective owners. Today, I'm going to show you how to replace the fuel pump on 2016 to 2021 Lexus RX350 models.
Okay, so we gotta first pull out this parcel tray bit back so we can access the bolts to get the seat out. We're gonna move the driver's front seat all the way forward so that we don't damage it when we're pulling the back seat out. So slide it all the way forward and then tilt it all the way up, and that gives you a lot more room to work on this thing. Okay. I'm gonna take this floor mat and push it over on that side so it's out of the way. Fold the seat and take the headrest out. Then we have these little leg covers that we gotta take off. So just pick it up and pop it off. There's one there, two of them, and there's one in the front here. So this one right here also comes off. Now we gotta remove this seat. So we have a couple of push pins we gotta pull out. And we have this 10mm bolt. Undo that, and we can lift this up. There's one more push pin right here. Pull this guy out. Now slide the seat forward, and now we can access all the connectors and everything back here. This owner obviously has kids because there is something, pens, markers, crayons, and all sorts of things like that stuck in here. So we gotta disconnect these three connectors right here. This is an airbag connector, so first you squeeze it, slide it back, and then you squeeze it and it will disconnect. Then we have this little thing, that's the cable for the seat folding release. Some seats have electric folding and they won't have this cable. This one doesn't have electric fold, so we're gonna have to pull this cable out. So there's a little retainer here you pop out. Then we're gonna remove a little latch right here. This, slide that back, and slide this piece back, that comes out. Disconnect this cable, and then we're gonna pull this piece of the cable out. So now it's unhooked, and then we're gonna loosen these bolts right here. So we have one there, and another one on this side, and then two in the front of the seat. Loosen the bolts and pull them out. Then we're gonna slide the seat back, and then we're gonna undo the two bolts in the front. Alright, so now the seat is ready to come out. We're just gonna slide it a bit forward, and then we're gonna unhook this seat belt right here. It's got just a little bungee strap holding it on. We'll get it out of the way, and then we're gonna carefully tilt this seat up and take it out of the vehicle. All right, we have two more push clips to pop out of here. One there and one there. Those come out, and then we're gonna take this piece of trim off. So pick it up from the bottom and It's got little hooks there. That's it. So that's out. Now we can get this carpet out of here. So scoop it out and feed the wiring harness and the release cable. There's a clip here. Pull it out from under this piece of trim. Now you can lift it up. Seat forward a bit to give us a little more room to pull the carpet out. Or not out, but tilt it. Then put a little piece of rack to protect the seat. And feed a bungee cord through the hole in it. And back out another hole. And what we are trying to do is pull this carpet up far enough so we can access the fuel pump hole. Okay, there we go. So this is the access panel right there to get to the fuel pump. So there's just a little connector or a little clip we gotta pop up. There we go, and then we gotta take this cover off. It's glued onto here with like a black sticky substance called dum-dum in the industry. Now we're gonna use a pry bar and lift this up. Stick the pry bar under the edge. Pop it up. And then we have two connectors right here. One's for the pump, one's for the fuel level sending unit. So just squeeze them and get the cover out of the way. And last thing we have is this is the fuel line. There's no return, just supply. It's a returnless system. So pop this yellow clip out and set it aside. And then a little bit of fuel is gonna shoot out here once we disconnect it. Just get it out of the way. Okay, and now we're gonna unscrew this ring here, and then we'll be able to pull a pump out. All right, so we're gonna spray some penetrating fluid there to help this ring spin on the pump. And then this is the special tool that we're gonna use. If you don't have it, you could jimmy rig something, a couple of screwdrivers or a chisel or a pry bar or something to spin this ring off. Fortunately for me, I have access to this, so that fits nicely on it like that and grabs it. And then there we go. The ring comes off. Clean off the top of the pump so the junk doesn't fall into the tank. And then we can pull it out. It's gonna have a bunch of gas in it, so if you just pull it out, it's gonna spill all over the vehicle. So we're just gonna hold it up above the tank and let the gas drain out of it. All right, so the gas is out, and just get it right out of the vehicle. And here is our fuel pump canister module. We're gonna disassemble it and replace the pump. Okay, so we have this pump canister right here. We're gonna take it apart. So first we're gonna pop the fuel level sender off. Take it off and get it out of the way. We're gonna clean up all this gunk on top here. Just clean it with some brake clean. Okay, nice and clean. Gotta disconnect the jet pump. Get it out. Then we gotta take this hat off. So there's an E-clip right there. Pop the E-clip off. This comes out. We're gonna disconnect the pump connector and unplug the pump. There it is. And then there's two tabs right here. Just gonna lift them up, and then this whole thing comes out just like that. And set this aside. Now we gotta get the pump out. It's inside of the filter housing here. So there are 3 claws. You just gotta lift them up one by one. Pop them off. The strainer comes off. And then we can push the pump out of here. And there's the pump. So inside there is an O-ring still, so we want to make sure we get the O-ring out. Use a pick the O-ring out. Then we have this little spacer. Do not forget to swap it to the new pump that you're installing. Otherwise, if you don't put it on and you just put the O-ring on, when the pressure comes on, it's just going to pop the O-ring off, and then the pump's not going to pump anything. Here's our new pump. Put the spacer on it. Take the new O-ring, lubricate it with a little bit of gas that's left inside the canister, and slide it on. Install the strainer onto the new pump, and then line it up with a hole inside. And push this together. So now we're back together. Now we can reassemble this thing. It's kind of a little Tetris here, trying to fit everything together. Alright, so that's sorted out. We have the new E-clip right here. I'm gonna put this new E-clip on. Make sure it's seated properly in the groove. Alright, make sure this is clipped. Reconnect the pump connector until it makes the clicking sound. Alright, so this is assembled. Just gonna wipe the pad off where the seal is gonna sit so that it seals properly. Put the jet pump hose back in, clip that, and then we're gonna hook up the fuel level sender. Clip that, connect the connector, and then the little wires just sit right there. 1, 2, 3. Make sure they're neat and tidy. Grab a rag, wipe this off from any dirt, and it is ready to go back in the car. This is the new retainer ring that's gonna hold the pump housing down. I like to lube the threads on it a little bit so that it slides on easily and doesn't try to twist the pump inside the tank, because the pump has to be in one certain spot. Otherwise you can break off the float for the fuel level sender. So grease the top of the hat and the threads. And then we're gonna replace the O-ring and then screw everything together. We're gonna replace the O-ring, which is on top of the gas tank here. So pick the old one up and then wipe the groove and put the new one in. Make sure it's nice and clean with no junk stuck to it. Okay, now we can get the pump housing and the lid and stick it in there. So there's a tab on the pump lid right here, this little tab, and it needs to fit into this opening right here in this ring. So first we're gonna sneak the pump housing in there. Approximately line it up with a tab, and then we'll get the lid on it, squeeze it down, all right, set up our special service tool. Tighten it up. Now we can connect the fuel line. Put the yellow clip back in, like that. Make sure it's nice and snug. And then connect the two connectors and stick the lid back on. Clip, clip. And then the nose of the lid lines up with the little mark right there. Press it down so all this black stuff glues itself back. There's a little bit of it came out here. Just put it under there. There we go. And clip the little harness on, and then we can start putting the carpet back in. Okay, so we're gonna put the carpet back, so let's unhook our bungee cord. Get it out of the way. And then we're gonna put the carpet down, feed these wire and release cable through the hole where it's supposed to go. And then we're gonna put it back under the trim where it's supposed to fit, like that. Okay, and then we're gonna feed it under this trim as well, on this side. Clips in here. There's a small piece of carpet here that needs to sit properly, otherwise it's going to look unsightly. Okay. Got it all. Yeah, we're going to install these two little push pins, one here, one there. And then we have the big push pin. It goes into this hole right here. Okay, then we can install this trim that we took out. Make sure the weather stripping is sitting properly. Okay, and now we can put the seat back. So I'm gonna grab that, and just be careful when you're putting it in not to scratch this or the door panel or anything here when you're setting it down. So kind of do it nice and careful. Alright, so the seat is in. We're gonna connect the seat belt. I'm just gonna put it in here, slide the seat back a little bit, and line it up with the bolt holes. We're gonna slide it forward, and then we're gonna connect all of our connectors here. But first we gotta connect this cable, so I'm gonna get a light and I'll show you how that's done. So first thing we gotta do is take this part of cable, slide it in and clip it in. Then this little tab that we pulled out, the retainer, needs to slide inside to retain it in place. Then we're gonna take the cable here and fit it into the little slot, and then we have this piece, this little guy. So this is kind of a tricky part. It's gonna be hard to see, but in essence it needs to line up properly, and then this back piece clips in, and then that's it, it's reassembled. So now we have these three connectors, clip those in, and we are ready to put all of our seat bolts back in. So there are 5 of them. 2 hold this back leg, 1 holds this leg right here, and then 2 go in the front. Okay, now we can slide the seat back and reattach this little piece. We have our 10mm bolt that goes right there, and 2 clips, clip, clip, tighten it up. Now we can tighten the 2 bolts that hold the seat from the front. Now we can put the covers on. And just slide on, clip in. Same with this one. All right, the last cover on here. Clip, clip, ready to go. The seat headrest goes back in. And then we're just gonna install that rear parcel tray. Pop the retainers in there. Slide the carpet forward. Put this cargo liner back where it belongs. And there we go, RX350 fuel pump replacement complete.
Thanks for watching. Please check for product links below the video for any tools or supplies needed to complete the procedure shown in this tutorial. If you would like me to make a specific video, please leave a suggestion in comments. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Cheers!